are going to have the opening prayer. That's going to be, we're blessed by that, by Mr. Peter Ago. He is the director of Crystal Music School. Mr. Peter, please let's have the opening prayer. Thank you.
Please, shall we rise for praise? Dear Father in heaven, we thank you for this day you have made. Joys and be glad. We thank you for making our ceremony reality. Father, we commit the rest from the start to the finish. We ask for guidance. We ask for from in Jesus' name I pray.
Thank you very much, Mr. Peter. Moving on quickly, please can we have our seats? Thank you so much. Now, I would take honor of properly introducing the distinguished men of the high table. But I like to call it the lofty table, because the high table is lofty. So, but before I do that, I'd like to remind us that we are prepared for this event, which is the Pop TV Award for DME. And today is not just for the titles, it is the stories behind the success. The hard times many of these distinguished honorees once to give up on that one dream, but they kept pushing and moving forward. So we are not just honoring and applauding the titles of who they have become today, but the journey so far and the things, the great feats they have achieved. Through thick and pains, through tough times, they kept pushing. And that is the reason I would at this afternoon. My name is Adetoke Owoyemi. I am the host of this event, privileged, because it's such a privilege to be in a hall. It's prestigious. It's quite, I am privileged to host this event, not the whole particular, but MC this event. From the hot table, as I from my right, I would like to recognize the presence of Chief Julius Adegoke Ajayi, MFR. He is the Chief Executive Officer, Little by Little Fertile Industries Limited, Ado-Ekiti. He is also the National President, Nigeria Photographers and Videographers Association, NPPPA. Ladies and gentlemen, awardees and honorees, please put your hands together for Chief Julius Adegoke Ajayi. I must say, Baba looks really good. This is what they call aging in grace. Please, I'd like us to put our hands together more for him. He looks really good. Thank you to have you at this event this afternoon. And thank you. I would also like to recognize the presence of another prestigious and elegant looking, and I don't want to say, I'm trying to say Shati man or Daddy, or because he is a retired Major General, Major Olajide Ijadare. Olajide Ejidare served in the United States Army. And I will say it again that he was the first person here. That shows a whole lot of discipline. I appreciate everyone else, but it shows a whole lot of discipline. Please, distinguished honorees, ladies and gentlemen, please allow us to put our hands together for one honoree today. He's one of those that will make today a memorable evening. And moving to the next prestigious event, I want to say humble because it's just been looking down and looking great man, yeah, great. Always look humble. He is an intellectual, a great intellectual, and my boss, a man I revere a lot, Mr. Adedeji Olayinka, called him the provost of provosts. So when I say he's trying to look humble, but like I said, greatness doesn't like to appear great. He is the chairman of this event, and you have a lovely smile, sir. Professor Abiodun Ojo, he is the provost, College of Postgraduate Studies, Award. Please, we can do better. These are great men. We can do better. Thank you. He is the chairman of this award ceremony. Thank you, sir. It's good to have you, sir. I'd like to borrow some of your humility. It's not easy being the sample, having acquired so much greatness. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you. Moving on, I would like to also to acknowledge the presence of a man that walks into this place where there is a successful man, there is a very strong woman, and this strong woman followed him, and they looked really good as they walked into this place. I admired culture, I admired beauty, I admired arts. This is a person of Mr. Babaniwura Festus Kayode Oloniyo. Please put your hands together for him, aka Koros Baba. You look good, sir. I love the way you look. You look good. Please, there's two more. Thank you. Thank you. Oh my God, he did the, what do they call this again? What do they call this again? 1,000. No, there's a name. 1,000. 500. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. You blessed us with everything. And another person I would like to also recognize presence is Dr. Yemi Oshatuyi. Dr. Yemi Oshatuyi is representing Otumba Bayo Aina, who is unavoidably absent today. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, sir. Another very prestigious person who also acknowledge his presence here this afternoon is the man representing, let me rephrase it, he's a great man representing another great man. And before I mention his name, he is representing Dr. Wale Olumayokun Oluyede, who is the PDP governorship candidate in the state. And like my boss, the director of Pop TV said, he's unavoidably absent, and we know the reason. Please, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like us to appreciate the presence of Mr. Gani Salau. Please, wherever you are, on your feet, sir, you. Thank you, sir. Please, so let's not forward him. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. One thing I appreciate the Lord about the Yoruba culture is respect. I love the way you present Baba. It's beautiful. Thank you, sir. We appreciate you. And after the man of the high table, another person, another great, prestigious individual, I'd like to acknowledge his presence here with us this afternoon is Mr. Omoba Adewale Olayemi. When it's time, he will be the one to deliver the keynote address. So please put your hands together for you wherever you are. I would like you to acknowledge. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. And also, I would also like to acknowledge the presence of the Vice Chairman of Owode community. This community is Owode community. And there are men who is to make sure that there is safety in this space. Please, can I? Thank you. Thank you, sir. Okay, like I was saying, the Vice Chairman of Owode community, if this place was hot, we wouldn't be able to have this event, and that's how important this man is, because they are the people who make decisions to make sure that residents are safe. And that is Mr. Dr. Rashid Adepoju. Please, wherever you are, I'd like to recognize your presence. Please let's put our hands together for him. Thank you, sir. We appreciate you. And also, the Secretary of Owode Community, Mr. Barrister Stephen Ade. My boss's writing is rich. Okay, Barrister Stephen. Okay, I just wanted to know that God is Stephen, right? Thank you, sir. My boss is always serious. Was that like something? I am, sir. Thank you, sir. So I'd like to recognize the presence of the Secretary of Owode Community, Barrister Stephen Ademuabu. Thank you, sir. Please put your hands together for me. We appreciate you. Thank you. And also, I'd like to recognize the presence of the individuals, distinguished individuals. We are all distinguished. As long as we're in this event, we're distinguished. That came with Major Jajari. I'd like you to please acknowledge, sir. Okay, all the way from Enjoy Duty, please, I'd like to just wave your hands just for acknowledgement. Those that can thank you, so, oh my God. Please put your hands together for them, they look so good. I love your pizza, are you excited? Thank you, sir, thank you, sir. And there are some persons too who came with Baba. I would like to say, because the name sticks, so I'd like to maintain Baba little by little. It's just poco a poco. So, I'd like to also recognize those that came with Baba to celebrate today. Please, I'd like you to wave your hand. Thank you, Mommy. Oh my God. Mommy, I am so sorry. I saw you when you walked in. You're welcome, Mommy. Please, I feel like that's applause. Please, Mommy deserves a lot. For a woman to stand with a man to this point. To indicate, no, come on, please, let's do more. Let's do more. Thank you. God bless you, Mommy. Thank you, Mom. Thank you, Mom. Thank you, Mom. And I also got to know that another distinguished intellectual from Harvard came to also enjoy the moment with the chairman of this occasion. Sir, please, wherever you are, I'd like to wave your hand. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. You're welcome, sir. And the beautiful woman, yeah, she's still sitting behind her husband. She's beautiful. I love you. Please put your hands together for her. She came with Mr. Baba Marisa, aka Rose Baba. I like that. Thank you, ma. Thank you, ma. And also, I'd like us to pardon me, I got distracted there. I also like to appreciate the presence of everyone here, because no one here, I don't believe anyone here, I believe that everyone here came because of one person here, and only one of the honorees. Please put your hands together for yourselves wherever you are in this hall. Thank you for joining us. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, family, friends, members that came to honor also the honorees today. We appreciate your presence. Thank you so much. Also, while I'm speaking, a gentle, rich-looking man walked in and
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Before I'll go into my official opening speech, I want to commend the organizer of this event, and I want to say that he actually knows that I am provost of provost, and the reason is because I'm not just the provost of postgraduate studies at Alfred Babalola University. I'm also the chairman of the committees of provosts, deans, and directors. So I'm actually called provost of provosts. So thank you very much for that. Distinguished guests, award recipients, ladies and gentlemen. It is my great honor and pleasure to welcome you to the maiden edition of the POF TV Award for Daring, a noble initiative dedicated to celebrating courage, excellence, and exceptional impact in our society. Today's gathering is not just an award ceremony, it is a bold statement that integrity, bravery, and purposeful service still matter and deserve public recognition. I commend POF TV for the vision and resolve to institutionalize this platform, especially at a time when society needs inspiring examples more than ever. I warmly congratulate all the awardees whose lives and works exemplify daring leadership and positive influence. Your stories remind us that progress is driven by individuals who choose courage over comfort and excellence over mediocrity. I thank you all for honoring this historic maiden edition with your presence, and I wish the organizers and participants a successful and memorable event. Thank you, and God bless you all.
Thank you, sir. Professor Abiodun Ojo, the Provost of Provost, Janet Committee of Provost Deans of Afem Babalola University. Thank you so much for that keynote address. Thank you, sir. As you know, if any other person can perceive a fragrance here, and that fragrance smells of prestige. This hall is beautiful. Standing from this point and looking like this, I am inspired to be a great person. As we await the next theme on the next item on the agenda this afternoon, the Pacesetters Troupe. Please put your hands together for them. The Pacesetters Troupe is here to mesmerize us. The Pacesetters Troupe is here to mesmerize us with a performance. Like I said, this afternoon is not just for the stories and for the plaques. It is also for relaxation. It is like a formal one day. Thank you. Please let's enjoy the performance. Thank you. appreciate you for that beautiful performance. That was really beautiful. Thank you. Please, let's put our hands together for them once again. While they were performing, in my head, I was just thinking, I think you're waking up the gods of the land. Because that was really, really good. Very cultural. I don't know, maybe I need to put my own word, very Ekiti-like, or how do I put it? And I really want to say well done in Ekiti, but I don't know how. What can I say, please? Please, can someone help me with well done in Ekiti language? Please, can someone help me? I'm serious. I really want to say well done in Ekiti. Sir? Wakareo. And you should say me, don't just smile. What should you say? Daddy, what did you say, sir? Yes, sir. Thank you. Okay, moving into the next item, item on the agenda for today. I know that we're here to celebrate great men of worth and men who have paid with time, paid with their minds, paid and become who they are today. Men who are impacting the society in great ways that cannot be numbered. We know. But at the same time, there is one person here that conceived this idea. He sat and felt that, why don't we celebrate these people? Because what is worth doing well is worth celebrating. I want to, first of all, appreciate this man. He's a great man. Take it or leave it. He's a man of vision. Ever since I've known him, I'm wondering, is he aging back? Because the mind keeps producing great things. He's a man full of vision, a man of impact, a man of love and care and support, a man that when you walk with him, he dares you to become. And now we want to know why the award for daring, why he conceived this. But then, you can't hear it from me. You have to hear it from the horse's mouth. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like us to specially, please put our hands together for the man who put this all together. To come and tell us what was the light that brought forth like our attention in his mind and he conceived the word of daring. Please put your hands together for Mr. Gabriel Adedeji Olayinka. He is the director of TV, People of the Fountain Television. Welcome, sir. Please make us. Thank you, Bishop.
Good afternoon, distinguished personalities. And I welcome you to this limited edition of Pop TV Award for Daring. And many people ask, why daring? Because almost everybody is used to award for excellence. Award for excellence. This is also excellence in a way, but excellence with a difference. I think the world moves forward and advances only on the parameters of the act of daring people. Some of us remember who was the person who said the world was actually round and not flat. And he dared the fellow philosophers. And I think even until he paid the Supreme Prize, because after he had died, that the philosophers got to know that actually the world was round and not flat. Today, the world has moved forward as a result of people who are ready to confront challenges, to face persecution, and to stick to the truth no matter what happens to them. Today, it is difficult to find people across all the spheres of life who will say to people in government, this is not okay. We have those who have reached intellectual climax, and yet we expect them to tell those in government, this policy will not be helpful, cannot move us forward. But they are the ones, just like Wale Soyinka said, so most of the time we have professors who are helping to cause malpractice in electoral matters. Not Professor Joe, please. He's not of that pedigree. The world moves on as a result of daring people. In Nigeria, we can remember Awolowo. Today, we still remember Awolowo as the most popular politician across ages because of his daring acts. He's still being copied. Let's give him a round of applause. But I don't want to go too much into history. I want to talk about those we are honoring and why we are honoring them. There are citations that are coming, but I only mention one thing or two. I'm not going to talk endlessly about their characteristics. But let's start with Afe Babalola, who is number one on the list. Afe Babalola left Ekiti State at a very tender age. He was in Ikere Ekiti. He did not tell his father and mother when he was going. And he told himself, I will not return to Ekiti State. He went to Ibadan. And he told himself, I won't come back to Ekiti State until I'm successful. And today, he's beyond successful. Am I right? That is a daring act. And there are many other daring acts. The second person on the list is Prince Isaac Fayose. Isaac Fayose is not a journalist. He's not a lawyer. He perhaps doesn't have more than a first degree. But what is he doing? He's doing more things than lawyers can do, than people of my profession, journalism, can do. Journalists are supposed to put a periscopic lens against the acts of people in government. That is why journalism is called members of the fourth estate of the realm. They are not elected, but it appears they have elected themselves, representing members of the public. Whatever happens in the society, journalists stand with the public. And that is what you see Isaac Fayose doing. Sometimes you are even afraid. Is this guy not even afraid of death? But the truth about life is that those who dare don't care about life or death. What is the use of life? Like the Bible says, what does it matter if you gain the whole world and lose your soul? It's not the physical soul. Today, if a man gets so wealthy, but the society is backward, what is the benefit? It has got to a point where when even the wealthiest people are not comfortable because all around them is poverty. So it is those who are seeking the collective wealth of the people as against their own personal comfort that we are talking about. That's about Isaac Fayose. That is what he represents. The third person on the list is Chief Doctor Julius Adegoke Ajayi, that we all know as Leto by Leto. I have interviewed him a number of times. I saw a man who is resolute to pursue his dream, to become what he wanted to be. He learned to be a photographer many years ago in this same town. in this same state, Iworoko, and till today, that man has remained in Ekiti and is one of the most successful human beings today in Nigeria. He has contributed to the wealth creation of the state. He has developed people. He has provided jobs. And he has built one of the monuments in the world of photography. He's called Photo Wizard. Please, a round of applause for him. That's about Baba, little by little. I'm going to the third person. Sorry. The third person was supposed to be Right Honorable Olatunji Odeyemi. He called now, and I said, your representative is not here. He said, have we started? I said, we started since 12 o'clock. So he said, I'll tell the person to be coming. I think it is his wife. So, we have Dr. Wale Oriede. Dr. Wale Oriede is a medical practitioner. It's not only that he traveled abroad that matters, and that he has reached the pinnacle of his career as a medical practitioner across the world. But because politically, even as he's going and coming to Nigeria, with all the wealth, with all the comfort, he's still looking for a way to be involved in the political scheme of Ekiti State. And ultimately, he joined the PDP at a time when the PDP was practically down. And nobody will advise his loved one to go there. And when the PDP was being held down by a very powerful person in the state, he went there, and as of today, he has snatched PDP away from that great hold of the man who brought it down, and he has emerged the PDP governorship candidate in Ekiti State. A round of applause for him. It's about determination, it's about courage, it's about fearlessness. Àwọn kan máa ń sọ pé ẹni tí ò fẹ́ kú àbíkan kò lè jóye lé bàbá ẹ̀. So you have to dare. There are two types of daring anyway. The man who is an armed robber is daring. The man who is doing Yahoo is daring. The man who is stealing money in wherever he is placed, either in government or wherever, is daring, but that is negative daring. We are talking about people who are daring on the basis of honesty, on the basis of truth, on the basis of fairness, on the basis of the collective interests of the public, not for personal purposes. Let me speak about Major Ijadare, Olajide Ijadare, a U.S. retired major. He's an admirable person on the basis of courage, on the basis of fearlessness. Major Ijadare is from Ija-Ekiti here. After retiring from the army, many of us will expect the man to just, maybe he must have acquired some buildings in the U.S., packed his children, stay in the U.S. You are a U.S. citizen already. So everybody will ask, what are you doing in Nigeria? It's not even in Lagos, it's in Ija-Ekiti here. Give me a round of applause. Major Ijadare was kidnapped. He was shot. Some other person will leave this country as soon as he got better. He hasn't left. He's still in that town. He has built an industry, a palm kernel factory that has that is about Major Ijadare. the man who came in with the royal regalia. I thought it was an Oba that stepped in. But that is the height of the reverence he has for his profession. He's a theater practitioner. And I wouldn't know if he actually belongs to a natural royal family, but it appears so. But many of us have heard about Shango. He has played the role of Shango several times with fire spitting from his mouth. He has followed Chima Alu for years. He has gone through the rigors of rigors that it takes to learn. I am a physical, personal witness to the vagaries that he has passed through. But today, he has crossed all those hurdles and he has risen and is standing on his own. Some of us would have come across him on Facebook doing what is called a way logger. If you put this leaf, this plant, add this together, it will cure this, it will cure that. Please, another round of applause for him. Tunji Odeyemi is not here, but the basis for giving this award to him, because the question is why, is that Tunji Odeyemi is not about him becoming the acting governor of the state in 2007. But it's about him being in charge of the most complex state House of Assembly. At a time when you have 30 members of the PDP, another 30 members of APC. It was a Herculean task, but he rose through that period unscathed. He was not impeached. It appears like Clinton's time, when the Congress was filled with Republicans, and he was accused of sexual harassment, and we were expecting the Republicans to impeach him, but he was never impeached. That's the same way we see somebody like Tunji Odeyemi. It was easy to collude with members of your own family to say, the 13 are already out of your party. So the 13 out of your party can easily call a few members corrupt members of your own party to say, let's remove him. So for that kind of person to survive, must be based on integrity. Besides that, I have watched that in the state since 2007 till date, Tunji Odeyemi has not crossed to another party. He remains in the PDP, even against all enticements, inducements. We all know that on the political terrain, integrity appears to be strange. Like, you only want where you can make money. When they invite you here, you go. This is where the money is. Some of those who cross presently from one party to another, the public must have been really shocked that at this stage you should remain where you are. So why cross? So we need people like Tunji Odeyemi who have conscience, who have integrity in our polity. Let's give him another round of applause in absentia. Finally, Wale Ojulari is also not here, neither a representative, but all of us know Wale Ojulari is a member of the APC, is a journalist who had covered the tourism beat for many years. But what will fascinate you about Wale Ogunlanre is his passion for whatever he does. He does it, you will almost bend. Àwọn kan sọ pé àwọn kan go náà gbọ́ overcome. If you give Wale Ogunlanre a job, he will face it without equivocation, without mincing of not words alone, mincing of tasks. He will confront it. Today, as a result of his dedication to tourism, Ogunlanre has discovered a number of sites, historical sites, where a plane crashed around Ikogosi. We have where a tree has many heads. We have different sites in the state that are likely to start to bring money in the area of tourism in this state after he has left office. Please, let's give a round of applause to Wale Ogunlanre. So this is our reason for giving these awards. We know that our society needs more people who are going to stand by the truth, who will say, no matter whose ox is God, I will stick with this truth. Because it is this truth that will help my community. It is this truth that will advance our society. And I thank you all, and I thank our awardees, because they have given us this reason to offer them this award. And I say congratulations to you all. Thank you. I'm sorry. I understand that when she came around, I didn't know she wanted to give me a paper to take note of. The paper is saying Mrs. Tunji Odeyemi is with us. So please, let's welcome her to the podium. There is a chair along the other side. Let the chair go that side. The chair is there. Besides Dr. Wale Ogunlanre as representative. You're welcome, ma'am. Thank you. It is better to be late than never. Thank you, madam.
Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate you, sir. Thank you very much. Moving on, we'd like to be having a music performance by Crystal Ambassadors. And I'm also aware that the Onijon of the Joint is on his way here. So we'll be expecting his arrival. Please, let's turn it together for that. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Crystal Ambassadors, are you ready? Thank you very much. much. And I would like to proudly state that these are students of the Crystal Music School. And this is really beautiful. Please let's put our hands together for them once more. Thank you. That was really beautiful. Gradually, we're moving to the business of our gathering this afternoon. But before then, we would like to have a keynote address by Omoba Adewale Olayemi. Distinguished honorees, ladies and gentlemen, please let's put our hands together as we welcome Omoba Adewale Olayemi for the keynote address. Please let's put our hands together for him as he comes. Thank you. Thank you.
Good afternoon, distinguished guests, honorees, staff and management of Crystal News Media, the press, ladies and gentlemen. It is my pleasure to be here, and I count it a rare privilege to address this August gathering as a keynote speaker. I must commend Mr. Dejola Inka for the well thought out idea of having and honoring those that we refer to as non-conformists, dissenters, and those who are not afraid of doing things against the honor of the will. I titled the keynote address on the courage to dare. To start with, nobody sets out to change the world or achieve something extraordinary without a resolve to do one important thing, and that is a resolve to dare to be different. In essence, when anyone takes that deliberate move to step out of line, have a niche for himself or herself, most times not afraid to stand alone in the determination to achieve a set goal, then such a person is ready to take the bull by his horns and move the world. Among us, writers, researchers, scientists, creative minds and artists, political leaders, great thinkers and philosophers, at one point or the other, through their elevated minds and uncommon resolve to change the course of things for a better society, as envisioned by them, have succeeded in drawing a great number of people to support their cause. They have achieved that through stretching their imagination and pulling them away from conformity to established norms and routing them far to greater heights, thereby serving as a fountain to draw inspiration by men and women who share their thoughts and ideas. Can we now say such a venture by the non-conformists is a tea party? Far from it. American statesman and president Abraham Lincoln once who are entitled to walk that path. It often requires more courage to dare to do the right thing than to fear to do wrong. It is also necessary to ask that what set of people do we hold progress of the mind and the remarkable advanced progress of the mind and the remarkable advancements in all facets of our lives across history. We can confidently say that we owe it to no other people than men and women who operated in time and space as disruptors, thereby succeeding in changing norms and systems down from the medieval period to our modern age. What really have they done or still doing to change our lives in a dramatic fashion? They challenge unjust laws and systems. They do that by frontally confronting oppressive political systems, unjust laws, and curb the excesses of governmental authorities. They were in the forefront of the civil rights movement. They campaigned for rights to vote and be voted for. They upheld segregation, apartheid, slave trade, and other inhumanity of man against man. Also, they have assisted greatly to pull down oppressive regimes and institutions that promote abuse of human rights and basic freedom for the citizenry. Scientific and technological advancement. It is to the unrelenting efforts and sacrifices of these iconoclasts that mankind owe major and groundbreaking research works that led to inventions that change the way we live our lives. In areas like healthcare, electricity, machines that mass produce goods we use, the drugs and vaccines we take, and the food we eat, communication, technology, the breakthrough in diffusion of knowledge through the rotary press, etc. Promotion of moral and ethical conduct. In public and private lives, these tireless advocates of a moral and ethical society have had to use their works and trades, for example, journalism, literature, arts, music, by getting involved directly through campaigns for an equitable and just society. They also promote empathy and tolerance for dissenting opinions. In contemporary times, in our country, Nigeria, we have had the likes of late Chief Gani Fahimi, who used the instrumentality of the law to challenge illegalities, unjust treatment of citizens, champion on the rights of individuals through the courts of law. Gani Fahimi was a thorn in the flesh of successive military regimes in the country and had to endure imprisonment many times for what he believed in. Another of such dissenter who dared was the late Afrobeat musician Fela Anikulapo Kuti, one of Africa's exports to the global music circuit. He also used his liberation songs to poke his fingers in the eyes of the military rulers of Nigeria and their civilian collaborators through songs like Authority Stealing, Suffering and Smiling, Zone B, etc. These songs are highly explosive and they catalog injustice, fraud, corruption, impunity, exploitation, and reckless abandonment of ethical norms in public and private lives of the ruling military elite. Also, Professor Wole Soyinka, the Nobel laureate, is a strong voice in the fight against injustice, oppression, disregard for basic human rights, liability, and the civil regimes of the Nigerian people, those Nigerian people. He detested authoritarianism and jackboot mentality of the military and upending of the state by few people occupying power for personal aggrandizement and enrichment. At great personal cost, he lampooned men of power via his books, poems, essays, plays, recorded music, and by organizing and participating in protests to drive home the point that Nigeria must join the Committee of Decent and Safe Societies in the larger interest of Nigerian people. He was jailed and suffered personal attacks and threats to his life for daring to demand for good governance and subjection of everybody to the rule of law. We also have people like Okugo Okwe, Shehu Sani, etc., on the forefront of the struggle for a just society. We also have women activists like Mrs. Funmilayo Ransome Kuti, Margaret Echo, Gambo Sawaba, who led early post-independence struggles for the liberation of women by guaranteeing gender equality, political rights, and putting the gender issue permanently on the front burner. The accepted norm of anything goes. Today, the level of corruption and unethical practices in our public and private sectors is sufficiently embarrassing. Everywhere you turn to, you encounter a web of corruption that operates on the maxim of everybody has a price. It is oiled by the settlement culture that glorifies buying your way out of any problem or perceived roadblock to get whatever is desired, using crooked means. All the crooked means in the book. It is a system that says stealing public funds is good. Setting different standards for prospective employees into the civil service is okay, provided it is a means to favor people who are from the same ethnic or tribal affinity. Over-invoicing, over-inflation of contracts, demand for review of agreements just to ensure we line our pockets is no big deal anymore. Even when it serves our people, it's short end of the stick, and in the long run, astronomically increase the cost of governance in our country. We care less. A lot of people prefer conformity to dissent. But within the framework of this anything goes that promotes mediocrity, a few among us have developed an iron cast resolve to dare to be different. They are bold, pushful, and ready to tear the mask that obfuscates the mind to get attuned to let's consider the there demands that the individual jettison the comfort zone. That's the first thing the person will do. He must not think about his own selfish interest. And in doing that, he must be prepared to walk where angels fear to tread, and to support a value or belief or cause he or she is passionate about. 2, to tackle difficult situations frontally. Even when it is difficult to do so, there is a need to be consistent in taking difficult decisions. And these are some of the reasons why we are where we are in Nigeria today. People want the easy way out. They are not ready to take decisions that will maybe bring a backlash, either in public or private office, even within groups. So, we must be ready to take difficult decisions and always setting out to overcome obstacles, whatever obstacles is on the way. This is to encourage growth and serve as an inspiration to others to toe the same path. For instance, today, we are all aware of the 419 syndrome. Each and every one of us there might have read about it, come across those who get involved. But I could collect that when I was a young boy, people with unexplained wealth, society look at them as the dregs within that society. They don't attach any importance to them. But what we have today, even we have parents who will tell their boys to go and learn how to be a it's as bad as that. So, in a society like that, there is no way we can promote ethical conduct. There is no way we will be able to say no to a lot of things. Then, we must learn to speak up against the status quo. Whatever we feel that is wrong with our society, we must have the courage to speak out. But unfortunately today, we have developed a culture of silence. People will keep quiet. A lot of people will say, kilo can be there. Kilo can be there. But at the end of the day, whatever goes around must come around. It's still coming back to us in that safe zone and safe comfort we find ourselves. There is a need to stand up for others, for yourself, as the situation demands, against constitutional authority without fear or feeling intimidated. In doing this, there is a need to exude confidence, be respectful and courageous. Because one thing those in power is when you insult them. Then there are ways through which you can communicate and get the message across without passing insult. Again, we should be careful by never dropping our anchor as per the values and beliefs we hold there. In most public places around us, we see acts of courage being demonstrated by people who are determined to uphold their core values and their beliefs. It sets us apart when we don't just articulate our position or demonstrate courage, but when we live our core values on a daily basis. It's not enough for us to mark it and say so and so thing is good or is bad. But we must try as much as possible to do it. Again, we must seek collaboration. It is not weakness to tell people that we want to partner with them so that we can get things done. It is through such collaboration that fresh ways of doing things are learned. It is also an opportunity to enrich what we set out to do and encourage others to follow us. We must be determined to do it right. One thing that stares us in the face on a daily basis is the choice we make between right and wrong. The act of making a rational choice is a burden we bear and a serious challenge as we strive to toe the path of integrity. There are a lot of people who have confronted situations, maybe in their workplace, maybe in a relation with people around them, that they begin to think that maybe they are the one that something is wrong with, because they are not following the way society chooses to follow. They are saying, no, this is wrong. So when they keep on saying that, there is no way they won't be in collision with either the government of the day or people who work for them. So it's only when we do this and multiply those who live by integrity and character that we can change the narrative and stamp it as the core values that define our people and nation. Today, if we say things are the way they are, let us leave it the way it is. It will continue to go back. We will continue to go into the abyss. But when we have people who are like those who are being awarded today, who have made significant progress in society by doing things through their work and affecting lives, providing jobs, and doing things the integrity way. It is when we promote those core values that we can move our nation forward. Today, we live in an environment where people are either no longer having the courage to speak the truth to power, or they have been settled to keep mum. There is a pervasive culture of silence that permeates us out of our society, that is worrisome and frightening, as we dangle all the tentacles of relation with a single story. For our leaders of today, and many others who are aspiring to be different, we cannot afford to give up on our country, because nobody is going to help us turn it into the El Dorado that we dream of. The job to take to see that Nigeria achieves its potentials and run in the way that it is. It puts the interests of the people first. If we keep our spirits high and focus on the positive side of our country, we will definitely be able to gain ground inch by inch. And if we do not tire out, we shall reap bountifully in the seasons to come. I thank you very much for your attention.
Distinguished honorees, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the point where we've all been waiting for today. This is the moment where we read the citation of the awardees, those we are honoring today, to take us into the journey of what they've done with their lives. I know Mr. Adedeji has given us a brief, but we are at the point where the award presentation, that's the point we are right now. And one by one, we will be reading the citation of this great man. I would like to welcome to the podium a beautiful lady. I will not be doing the award presentation alone. I would like to welcome her to join me in the reading of the citation for the awardees. Please put your hands together for Miss Adenike Adedeji. Thank you. Like Mr. Adedeji has said earlier, that the first person here, if you check the brochure, is Aaron Afe Babala OFR Siren SAN. But he's not here. I'm just mentioning it for documentation because we are doing it specially at Harvard on the 5th, and you are welcome to join us. Please put your hands together for Aaron Afe Babala. And he's not here, but he's here. The chairman of this occasion is here to represent him and also other distinguished personalities from Harvard. So we recognize him as one of those to be honored today. Moving on. The next person that we are recognizing today for the award for daring is Prince Isaac Fayose. He's not here, but he's here. He's represented by Prince Seun Ogunlade. Please, I would like us to take this moment in as I read his citation. Citation for the award for daring, Prince Isaac Fayose. History of the advances through individuals who dare to speak when silence is safer, to act when caution is fashionable, and to stand firm when expediency beckons. Prince Isaac Fayose is one of such figure, a man whose public life reflects courage of conscience and boldness of conviction in an era increasingly defined by hesitation and compromise. Endowed with an instinctive sense of justice and an unwavering commitment to truth, Prince Isaac Fayose has consistently dared the restraints of convention and the pressures of conformity in pursuit of accountability, fairness, and social conscience. His engagement in the public space reveals a real willingness to confront uncomfortable realities, challenge entrenched interests, and articulate concerns that resonate with the aspiration of ordinary citizens. In the arena of public discourse, he has demonstrated uncommon courage by voicing convictions that challenge abuses of power and expose societal contradictions. He has drawn attention to issues many rather ignore. I will take that again because I want this to sink in. He has drawn attention to issues many would rather ignore, choosing principled clarity over popular silence. His interventions are neither opportunistic nor impulsive. Rather, they are anchored in deep reflection, moral responsibility, and an abiding belief in the power of truth to provoke reform. Prince Isaac Fayose's daring is not rooted in impulse, but in deliberate resolve. Time and again, he has employed his platform, often at personal cost, to provoke national dialogue, awaken civic consciousness, and remind those in authority of their ethical obligations to the government. In an age where convenience frequently silences conscience, he has chosen the more demanding path of principled outspokenness, accepting risk at the price country. Beyond activism and advocacy, his actions reflect a profound concern for human dignity, national cohesion, and democratic values. He has dared to bridge divides, to question excesses, and to insist that leadership must remain accountable, transparent, and responsive to the people it serves. His courage lies not in the absence of risk, but in the willingness to confront it steadfastly and without retreat. Prince Isaac Fayose exemplifies the ideal of a daring citizen, one who refuses indifference, resists intimidation, and understands that societal progress is secured not by ambitions, but by the courage to confront wrong and affirm rights. His life and voice continue to inspire engagement, awaken responsibility, and reinforce the timeless truth that meaningful change is driven by those bold enough to speak and act. For his fearless advocacy, moral audacity, unwavering commitment to truth, and courageous presence in the public space, Prince Isaac Fayose is hereby deemed eminently deserving of the Pop TV Award for Daring. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, representing Prince Isaac Fayose, Prince Isaac Fayose is here in the presence of Prince Seun Ogunlade and so the chairman of this event, Professor Abiodun Ojo, will be presenting the award for daring to Prince Isaac Fayose. Please let's put our hands together, please.
This award for daring is presented to Prince Isaac Fayose on this day in the year 2025. Thank you. Congratulations.
It's just like that's how it is, 'cause we have our strengths and weaknesses. So I have visual kids.
I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, there was an oversight when I read, or when I spoke about the honorees of today, why we are giving them the awards. I forgot to speak about Otumba Bayoaina, the National Secretary of Yoruba Leaders of Thought. Bayoaina is the first person to own an eatery in Ekiti State many years ago. Eatery is a strange, or was a strange business, even in Lagos many years ago. But he established Danke Foods in Ekiti State, and that is what almost everybody knew until I think Tantalizer came, or Mr. Beats before Tantalizer. But Danke is a man who owned the first one and who is still standing today. A round of applause for him. Beyond that, Otumba Bayoaina is the National Secretary of the Yoruba Leaders of Thought. You know what the Yoruba Leaders of Thought represent? He's deep in his understanding of things historically, economically, and even socially. Bayo Aina is very deep. He has a pedigree right from the old Ondo State that we can all attest to. His father was a former commissioner of education in the old Ondo State, Dr. N.F. Aina, you know, from Oton. I think his family still carries that banner of honesty and truth. So let's give it to Bayo Aina.
Citation for the award for hearing writes Honorable Olatunji Odeyemi, former acting governor and speaker of the Ekiti State House of Assembly. Daring is most nobly expressed not merely in acts of courage, but in steadfast devotion to principle, in the capacity to navigate complexity with wisdom, and in the perseverance to serve the public good across because of challenges and change. Right Honorable Olatunji Odeyemi exemplifies this highest tradition of public service. As Speaker of the Ekiti State House of Assembly, he presided over the most complex and politically challenging legislature in the state's history. Confronted with intricate political dynamics, competing interests, and moments of high tension, he demonstrated extraordinary skills, patience, and courage through his judicious leadership. He forged consensus guided the passage of critical legislation and ensured that the Assembly functioned with integrity, transparency, and effectiveness. Under his stewardship, the legislative body becomes not merely a forum of debate, but a pillar of institutional stability, demonstrating that leadership anchored in principle can harmonize divergent voices for the common good. In recognition of his capability, wisdom, and unwavering commitment to the public interest, Right Honorable Odeyemi was called upon to serve as acting governor of the state as a pivotal moment in the state's democratic journey.
Okay, apologies for breaking the flow of the citation reading. I would like Mrs. Odeyemi to please come while the citation is being read.
Citation.
Hello?
Citation for the award for hearing Right Honorable Olatunji Odeyemi, former acting governor and speaker of the Ekiti State House of Assembly. Hearing is most nobly expressed not merely in acts of courage, but in steadfast devotion to principle, in the capacity to navigate complexity with wisdom, and in the perseverance to serve the public good across decades of challenge and change. Right Honorable Olatunji Odeyemi exemplifies this highest tradition of public service. As Speaker of the Ekiti State House of Assembly, he presided over the most complex and politically challenging legislation in the state's history, confronted with intricate political dynamics, competing interests, and moments of high tension. Through his judicious leadership, he forged consensus, guided the passage of critical legislation, and ensured that the Assembly functioned with integrity, transparency, and effectiveness. Under his stewardship, the legislative body became not merely a forum of debate, but a pillar of institutional stability, demonstrating that leadership anchored in principle can harmonize divergent voices for the common good. In recognition of his capability, wisdom, and unwavering commitment to the public interest, Right Honorable Odeyemi was called upon to serve as acting governor of Ekiti State at a pivotal moment in the state's democratic journey. He accepted the mantle of executive responsibility with courage and composure in this role. Successfully supervise the governorship election, ensuring fairness, transparency, and continuity of the governance. By doing so, it preserves the credibility of democratic institutions and affirms the principle that public office is a trust to be exercised with diligence, accountability, and foresight. Beyond the immediacy of office, Right Honorable Adeyemi's career is distinguished by rare political loyalty and unwavering adherence to principle. Out of political office for over a decade, he resisted the temptation to abandon the party he had long served, declining the allure of opportunistic realignment that often characterizes political life. His steadfast commitment to the People's Democratic Party (PDP) was born of principle, integrity, and vision, and not of expediency. Today, after years of patient sacrifice and service, he has emerged as the chairman of the PDP in Ekiti State, entrusted with guiding the party towards renewal, unity, and strategic growth. Right Honorable Olatunji Adeyemi's life is a testament to the enduring power of courage, informed by conscience, leadership guided by principle, and service motivated by the welfare of the people. His legacy encompasses not only legislative acumen and executive foresight, but also an unwavering commitment to democratic ideals, party cohesion, and ethical governance. He has also dared to stand firm where compromise might have been easier to lead, where others hesitated, and to preserve institutional integrity where expediency threatened erosion. For his fearless legislative leadership, his judicious exercise of executive authority, his exemplary loyalty and principled stewardship of party and state, and his sustained dedication to the public good, represents the award of the Top TV Award for Daring.
For his fearless legislative leadership, his judicious exercise of executive authority, his exemplary loyalty and principled stewardship for party and state, and his sustained dedication to the public good, on behalf of All TV, we are presented with this. You are presented with this award for daring, presented to this award to Right Honorable Olatunji Adeyemi.
Before we move on to call the next honoree for today, I'd like to acknowledge the presence of one of the honorees for today's award ceremony, who is the person of Barrister Wale Ojolanre. Please let's welcome for him. He's the Director General of the State Bureau of Tourism Development. Thank you, sir. You're welcome, sir. Moving on with the citation, I would like to invite Chief Julius Adigoke Ajayi MFR, Chief Executive Officer, Yusuf Alitu, for Yusuf Alitu Photo Industries Limited, Adore Ekiti, National President, Association, NPPDA. Please let's put our hands together for our YouTube election. Step forward as I read this citation. Citation for the award for daring. Chief Julius Adegoke Ajayi Emifara, Chief Executive Officer, Little by Little Filter Industries Limited, Ado-Ekiti, National President, Nigeria Photographers and Videographers Association, NPPDA. In every generation, there are individuals whose vision, courage, and unwavering commitment set them apart, whose lives demonstrate that true daring is measured not merely by personal ambition, but by the courage to uplift others, to build institutions, and to leave a legacy that endures beyond the individual. Chief Julius Adegoke Ajayi Emifara is one such individual. From humble beginnings, he dared to dream beyond the ordinary, transforming his passion for photography into a thriving enterprise that has become a beacon of excellence in Ado-Ekiti and across Nigeria. As the Chief Executive Officer of Little by Little Filter Industries Limited, he has elevated professional photography and videography to new heights, blending creativity with precision, artistry and discipline, and innovation with professionalism. Under his leadership, the company has not only captured moments, but has preserved history, celebrated culture, and chronicled the stories of communities, institutions, and individuals alike. Yet, Chief Ajayi's daring is not confined to his business achievements. Recognizing that true leadership is measured by its impact on others, he embraced a broader mission, and that is to professionalize and uplift the entire industry. As National President of the Nigeria Photographers and Videographers Association, NPPDA, he has dared to challenge the status quo, establish high professional standards, and mentor generations of young photographers and videographers. Through his guidance, advocacy, and visionary leadership, he has created pathways for career development, economic empowerment, and creative expression, ensuring that the talents of tomorrow are nurtured and given every opportunity to flourish. Chief Julius Adegoke Ajayi has also dared to lead with resilience, foresight, and ethical integrity. In an industry marked by rapid technological change and fierce competition, he has consistently invested in innovation, training, and capacity building, demonstrating that true daring requires not only vision, but disciplined execution, patience, and the courage to take calculated risks. His leadership has inspired confidence, commanded respect, and fostered a culture of excellence that transcends personal gain and uplifts an entire profession. Beyond enterprise and professional development, Chief Ajayi has shown unwavering commitment to his community. He has supported initiatives that nurture young talent, preserve cultural heritage, and strengthen local enterprise. His work demonstrates that daring is not measured merely by personal achievement, but by the ability to empower others, enrich communities, and leave a lasting imprint on society. Today, as we honor him with the award for daring, we celebrate a life that exemplifies courage, vision, and service. A life that shows us all that true daring combines personal excellence with social responsibility, bold innovation with mentorship, and visionary leadership with community transformation. For his exemplary entrepreneurship, his transformative leadership of the NPPVA, his dedication to professional development, his mentorship of young talents, and his unwavering commitment to uplifting his community, Chief Julius Adegoke Ajayi NFR is hereby adjudged eminently deserving of the award for Tiara.
On behalf of Core TV, for his exemplary entrepreneurship, his transformative leadership of the NPPVA, his dedication to professional development, his mentorship of young talent, and his unwavering commitment to uplifting his community, Chief Julius Adegoke Ajayi NFR is hereby presented with this award for hearing. On behalf of Core this award for hearing is presented to Chief Julius Adegoke Ajayi NFR JB.
We have a new distinguished guest in the house. And I will call on one of our honorees to introduce our distinguished new guest. I will call on the Director General of the State Bureau of Tourism Development to introduce the cabinet who just came in. He's an ambassador of culture and tourism.
All other protocols duly observed. I am humbled today to be here to introduce one of our traditional rulers in Nigeria, an icon, a traditional legend, a cosmopolitan traditional ruler, an educated traditional ruler, a well-known traditional ruler. Some years ago, we nicknamed him the Oluomo. Never knew he was going to be the Kabiyesi. We nicknamed the Oluomo of South Africa in Durban. Kabiyesi. I'm definitely Kabiyesi Ọba Lawrence Aladeluyi. Sir? Aladesuyi. The Afayagbepo. Two of Ido Ekiti, the Oludo of Ido Ekiti. Let us stand up and say, Kábíyèsí o. Let's say, Kábíyèsí o. Say, Kábíyèsí o.
One of the things we have. We want our Ambassador Wale Dolare to take his seat among the honorees. We are actually supposed to fine him for coming late, but we are rather honored him by allowing him to introduce our Kabiyesi. At the moment, this is the first time the Kabiyesi will be entering Crystal Music and Film School, and incidentally, he's coming to the maiden edition of our program, Pop TV Awards, which will become an annual event. As a result of this historic emergence at our event, we are making our Kabiyesi a live patron. This will mean that every annual awards by Pop TV in this name, Pop TV Award for Daring, Kabiyesi must be present. If he's not present, we must send a representative. Thank you very much, Kabiyesi.
Thank you, sir. Sir, the next person we're going to honor right now is Barrister Wale Odunari. Sorry to bother you, sir, you have to come up there. Please put your hands together for me and step forward for the reading of the citation.
Citations for the award for daring, Barrister Wale Odunari, Director General, Ekiti State Bureau of Tourism Development. Daring in its highest and noblest expression is the courage to speak truth, to pioneer development, and to transform vision into enduring impact. Barrister Wale Odunari embodies this rare combination of courage, intellect, and civil dedication. For nearly 3 decades, he has wielded the pen with fearless insight as a journalist, chronicling Nigeria's tourism landscape and advocating for its preservation, promotion, and sustainable development. Through his reporting, he has illuminated opportunities, exposed challenges, and inspired policy discourse on the economic, cultural, and social value of tourism to national growth. In the political and administrative arena, Barrister Wale Odunari has consistently dared to lead with vision and principle. As head of the Ekiti State Department of Culture, he promoted the preservation of heritage and cultural expression, emphasizing the connection between identity and national progress. For the past 3 years, he has served with distinction as Director General of the Ekiti State Department of Tourism Development, where under his leadership, the office has recorded landmark achievements, discovering new tourism sites, implementing strategic programs to attract investors, and positioning Ekiti State as a hub of cultural and national tourism in Nigeria. His daring is further exemplified in his public interest advocacy and legal intervention through fearless litigation and principled civic engagement. He has defended human rights, held authorities accountable, and championed ethical governance. His actions reveal a rare courage that blends intellect, conviction, and commitment to the public good. Across journalism, governance, and civic leadership, Barrister Wale Odunari has consistently translated vision into action, ideas into institutions, and courage into lasting societal benefits. He has dared to educate, empower, and transform communities, leaving an indelible mark on tourism development, civic awareness, and cultural preservation in Ekiti State and beyond. For his unwavering commitment to journalism, his visionary leadership in culture and tourism, his courageous public interest advocacy, and his enduring dedication to the development of communities and the nation at large, Barrister Wale Ojonare is hereby adjudged eminently deserving of the award for daring.
For his unwavering commitment to journalism, his visionary leadership in culture and tourism, his courageous public interest advocacy, and his enduring dedication to the development of communities and the nation at large, Barrister Wale Ojonare is hereby presented with this PUF TV award for daring. With this medal, congratulations.
I'd like to invite Mr. Daniel Salau, representing Dr. Wale Olumayokun to kindly step forward as we read citation for the award of daring for Dr. Wale Olumayokun, medical consultant of international repute and PDP governorship candidate, Ekiti State. Daring, in its noblest form, is the courage to combine vision with action, to serve both profession and people, and to transform personal excellence into collective progress. Dr. Wale Olumayokun exemplifies this highest calling, weaving together a life of professional distinction, selfless service, and principled political engagement. A medical consultant of international repute, Dr. Olumayokun has dedicated his life to the preservation and restoration of human health, bringing skill, compassion, and innovation to the service of patients across borders. His achievements in medicine are matched by his commitments to knowledge sharing, mentorship of young practitioners, and contributions to global medicine. In every hospital, lecture hall, and professional forum, he has demonstrated that mastery of a discipline is inseparable from dedication to the welfare of humanity. Beyond the confines of his medical vocation, Dr. Olumayokun has dared to engage in the difficult work of political reconstruction and civil service. At a time when the People's Democratic Party, PDP, in Ekiti State faced fragmentation, uncertainty, and dwindling public confidence, he labored tirelessly to restore its unity, credibility, and organizational coherence. Through strategy, persuasion, and personal sacrifice, a credible and principled alternative in the political life of the state. His efforts have strengthened institutions, nurtured new leadership, and inspired faith. Both party members and the wider. Dr. Olumayokun has been entrusted with the PDP's governorship candidacy in the forthcoming June 2026 election. Candidacy is a testament to decades of service, integrity, and readiness to bear the responsibility of leadership for the people of Ekiti State. In seeking to lead the state, he embodies the highest form of daring, which is to step forward when the stakes are highest, to place public service above personal comfort, and to offer hope and direction
to a constituency yearning for progress, stability, and innovation. Dr. Wale Omiebi's life reflects a rare integration of professional excellence, civic courage,